January has barely begun, and the UK is already engulfed in a storm of outrage, scandal and tragedy. Explosive revelations about the grooming gang cover-up have shaken the public consciousness, sparking fury across political divides and beyond. The controversy now centres on Labour leader Keir Starmer, whose tenure as Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, is under intense scrutiny. Billionaire Elon Musk has stoked the flames with his blunt criticism, even as whistleblowers and MPs demand answers. This is not just a political crisis. It's a reckoning that goes to the heart of accountability, justice and leadership failures in the UK. Musk, never one to hold back, has labelled the grooming gang cover-up as the worst mass crime in Britain's history, accusing Starmer of complicity. His remarks have ignited a fierce online debate, with some even calling for King Charles to dissolve Parliament and demanding the imprisonment of Labour's safeguarding minister, Jess Phillips. While Labour has largely remained silent, Shadow Health Secretary Wes Streeting stepped forward to rebuke Musk's comments, calling them misjudged. However, Streeting left the door open for Musk's involvement in addressing child exploitation issues if he is genuinely interested. Amidst this storm, former Greater Manchester Police detective and whistleblower Maggie Oliver has delivered a scathing assessment of Starmer's record. Oliver, a long-time advocate for victims of grooming gangs, did not mince words. She told the Daily Mail that Starmer, as former DPP, is as guilty as anyone for the failures that have allowed abuse to continue. Oliver's criticism highlights the frustration over institutional failures that allowed the abuse of young girls to go unchecked for decades. Although Starmer oversaw the first grooming gang prosecution in Rochdale in 2013, critics argue that earlier cases, like one in 2009, were dropped under his watch. Even Starmer himself admitted that systemic failures, including issues around ethnicity and victim understanding, played a role in missing opportunities to bring perpetrators to justice. Oliver's call for a fresh, fully independent investigation into the decades of abuse is gaining traction, echoing the growing demand for accountability, transparency and justice. The political fallout has been brutal. Reform UK's Richard Tice unleashed a blistering critique of Starmer, questioning his knowledge and actions during his time as DPP. Tice demanded that Starmer make a clear statement about what he knew and when, likening the situation to other high-profile cases of abuse. Labour's response has been measured but deemed insufficient by critics. A spokesperson pointed to an independent investigation commissioned by Oldham Council, which they claim centres victim voices. However, this has done little to quell the outrage, with many arguing that the issue is systemic and extends beyond localised investigations. The question on everyone's mind is whether Starmer will confront these allegations head-on or continue deflecting responsibility. The scandal has become a bipartisan stain, with both Labour and the Conservatives facing accusations of negligence and inaction over the years. For too long, political leaders have been paralysed by fear of backlash or unwilling to face uncomfortable truths about the exploitation of vulnerable children. This issue transcends party lines and demands a unified effort to ensure justice for victims and restore public trust in institutions. Meanwhile, other headlines have added emotional weight to the week. A woman who went missing from Coventry 52 years ago has been found alive, bringing closure to a case that haunted her family and community for decades. On a more tragic note, Edward Peter, the stepson of Prince William and Harry's former nanny, was among the 14 victims killed in a deliberate pickup truck attack in New Orleans. The attack, allegedly carried out by a suspect with links to ISIS, has left the world reeling with grief and anger. These stories of scandal, loss and resilience paint a sobering picture of the state of affairs in Britain and beyond. Justice, accountability and humanity are at the forefront of public discourse, and the demand for answers will only grow louder. What are your thoughts on these issues? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more hard-hitting coverage. Stay tuned.